Have you ever wondered what it would be like to wait nearly 3 decades for answers about a loved one's murder? Imagine watching someone publicly boast about their involvement in your family member's death while facing no consequences. For the family of Tupac Shakur, one of hip-hop's most iconic figures, this wasn't imagination, it was reality. Las Vegas, September 7, 1996. The city's energy was electric following a Mike Tyson boxing match. Tupac Shakur, poet, activist, and voice of a generation, sat in the passenger seat of a BMW driven by Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight. At a red light on Flamingo Road, a white Cadillac pulled alongside them. The window rolled down. Gunshots erupted. 4 bullets struck Tupac. 6 days later, on September 13, he died from his injuries. He was just 25 years old. For 27 years, this case remained officially unsolved until now. What makes this case particularly fascinating from an investigative perspective is that the alleged orchestrator of the murder, Duane "Keffy D. Davis, wasn't hiding in the shadows. Instead, he was in plain sight, giving interviews, writing memoirs, and publicly discussing his alleged role in one of music's most infamous murders. In his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legends, Davis claimed he was one of 4 occupants in the white Cadillac that pulled up beside Tupac's car that night. He identified his nephew Orlando Anderson as the shooter, a man who had been involved in a casino altercation with Tupac earlier that same evening. Think about this for a moment. How does our justice system handle someone who publicly admits to being present during a murder but isn't immediately arrested? What does this reveal about the complexities of building a prosecutable case beyond reasonable doubt? This case isn't simply about a celebrity murder. It reflects the deadly serious gang conflicts that shadowed the hip-hop industry in the 1990s. Tupac was associated with the Bloods, while Anderson was a member of the Southside Compton crew. The altercation at the MGM Grand Casino after the Tyson fight wasn't random. It was an extension of these dangerous affiliations. From a criminological perspective, this demonstrates how seemingly isolated incidents of violence are often connected to broader patterns of conflict. The shooting wasn't just about Tupac as an individual. It was embedded in complex gang rivalries that claimed many lives during this era. Perhaps the most perplexing question in this case is, why did it take authorities 27 years to make an arrest when Davis had been openly discussing his alleged involvement? According to authorities, Davis's public comments ultimately revived the investigation. But this raises important questions about cold cases, witness testimony, and the challenges prosecutors face when dealing with gang-related crimes where witnesses may fear retaliation or refuse to cooperate. When Clark County prosecutors finally moved forward, they described Davis as the on-ground, on-site commander and shot caller who ordered the death of Shakur, a characterization that positions him not just as a participant, but as the authority figure who directed the murder. There have been multiple hands involved, Tupac's sister Shakur Shakur stated following Davis's arrest. Her powerful response reminds us that behind high-profile cases are grieving families who have waited years for answers. Shakur called the arrest a pivotal moment, but emphasized that the family is seeking real justice on all fronts. Her measured response, noting she would withhold judgment until all the facts and legal proceedings are complete, shows remarkable restraint after nearly 3 decades of wait. What makes this case particularly challenging from a legal perspective is that the other 3 occupants of the Cadillac, including the alleged shooter Orlando Anderson, are deceased. Anderson died in 1998 in another gang-related shooting, never having been charged in Tupac's murder despite being the primary suspect. With no living witnesses from the Cadillac except Davis himself, prosecutors faced the difficult task of building a case largely around Davis's own statements and whatever forensic evidence might still exist after. As this case proceeds through the justice system, numerous questions remain. Were there others involved in planning the murder who haven't been identified? What new evidence convinced prosecutors to move forward after? How will Davis's public confessions be used in court, and will they be admissible as evidence? What role did the ongoing rivalry between East Coast and West Coast hip-hop play in Tupac's death? What do you think? Was justice delayed too long in this case? Should someone who publicly discusses their involvement in a murder be immediately arrested, or is it more complicated than that? The arrest of Duane Davis doesn't just represent a potential resolution to a famous cold case, it offers an opportunity to examine how our justice system handles gang-related violence, the challenges of prosecuting decades-old crimes, and the tremendous patience families of victims must sometimes endure. As we follow this case, let's remember that beyond the celebrity and notoriety, a talented young man's life was cut short, a family lost their loved one, and a generation of fans lost a voice that spoke powerful truths about social inequality, racial injustice, and the struggles of urban America. If you found this analysis informative and thought-provoking, please consider subscribing to our channel for more educational content that examines famous cases and their broader implications for our understanding of justice, society, and human behavior. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming in-depth analysis of other significant cases that changed our cultural landscape. What aspects of this case do you find most concerning? Share your thoughts in the comments below.